Receiving feedback. Never take it personally, disagree with reasoning, establish authority, be professional. All right. Receiving feedback is the hardest thing of all. Giving feedback takes time and patience, but you're not so emotionally involved because it's not like you're just think is that we're so when you create, you put a lot of effort into doing something, and somebody tells you, "Hey, your baby's ugly," then it's like, "Well, then if you, I've worked really hard for this, and I'm very smart and talented. Who are you to tell me that that my baby is ugly, that my little pet dog is ugly, that my work is ugly?" It really hurts. So learning to receive feedback professionally, it's fantastic. And when I hire contractors, this is one of the number one things that it's a deciding factor for me as to whether I hire them again or not, because there's always going to be feedback. And if every time I send them feedback, there's a lot of friction, complaining, whining, I'm like, this is not going to work. I don't care how talented you are, because you know what? Every single time I hire you, there's going to be feedback. And you know it because this is part of the business. So if you don't learn to receive feedback professionally, forget it. We cannot work together. So what I do, I created this document and said, okay, never take it personally. Learn to detach from your art and to be objective about criticism. This is very easy to say, very hard to do. This is what separates the professionals from the amateurs, right there. Disagree with reasoning. So they may give you feedback. You don't have to agree. You may think that they're completely wrong, or they are missing some points. If you think so, instead of saying I'm very angry, or I don't want to do it, if say why. Use convincing arguments, providing counter feedback. Avoid moving forward on feedback you feel will deteriorate the final product. At Grumo Media, I always tell everybody, we and the clients will take your feedback, but if we think the overall final product is going to suffer if we implement this feedback, in other words, it's going to be a worse video, then we'll put a lot of resistance to move forward, but we'll argue why. We'll tell you why specifically we think that these changes are not going to improve the video or are going to make the video worse. And then if you insist, at least you've been warned. We told you this is the reasons why, right? We've done many of these videos, so we have an idea, so we have criteria in order to provide valid arguments against your feedback. So the same thing, if you're a contractor, disagree with reasoning. Establish authority. If stuck in this process, find out who has more authority on creative decisions. Well, typically the artist should be able to prove more authority since he got hired because of it. This happens sometimes, and usually you don't want to get in this situation where the individual or company that hires you loses faith or trust in your skills or ability to deliver a great product, because then they will take over. They'll say, okay, if we don't trust you, we're going to make all the creative decisions for you. And this could happen because they don't like the work you've done so far, and then they're like, okay, well, we either hire somebody or we just tell this guy specifically what we want to, or because you got one of these guys that are extremely manipulating, but controlling, micromanaging, and typically, this is actually interesting, those people that tell you, you know what, I hire you, I'll give you lots of creative freedom, we were very open to your opinions, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of counterintuitive, but out of all the people that have been very controlling creatively, those that said that they were going to give me a lot of creative freedom are the ones that paradoxically were the ones that ended up being very micromanaging. So at that point, it's when I step down. The moment you feel that, by the way, don't let this go on for too long, because then the longer you let this go on, the harder it's going to be for you to change things around. The moment you feel that, say, okay, let's stop this. Why did you hire me? Because you like my work, right? All right. So I assume that you have certain trust on my abilities. Now, if you don't have this trust anymore, let's stop this work. Let's just do it. Just hire somebody else. Here's your money back. And I've done this in 2 occasions where, obviously the person didn't trust my ability to do what they wanted. And I said, well, then why did you hire me? Just hire somebody else, right? Sometimes In 2 occasions I returned the money. In all the other occasions, maybe 10 other occasions, they said, okay, you know what? I trust your abilities. Obviously, you've done this before many times. I trust your judgment, and I won't interfere more with the creative process unless I really think there's something that sticks out that I think that should be addressed, and I'll provide reasoning explaining why I think this way. And then, because everything is clear, you establish that authority, then things can move forward smoother, more smoothly. And then the same as giving feedback, be professional, respect your fellow human being, don't curse, don't say bad words, don't take it too personal, and use proper language, and always spell check your emails. I mean, it's kind of like stupid to put this in here, but it's important. You know what's important after you've gone through this cycle many times. And finally, be human, communicate openly, show the love. This is just a reminder all the time that the interest of the contractor and the boss, or the person that contracts you, are the same. It's to create a fantastic product. When you hire me, I want to do the best possible video for you, or the best, in your case, whatever service you're providing. That's what you want. You want to make this person happy. You want to provide value. He wants the same thing. We want the same thing, right? So try to work together as a team, not as opposing forces, and always show the love. And anytime that you feel something is going on, or there's maybe hard feelings, or the emails are kind of like cutthroat, like, okay, what's going on here? Don't let things get cold. Get on the phone. Get on the phone and try to work things out. It's gonna be the fastest way of diffusing situations like that. So I actually said here, get on a call the moment you sense tension, drama, grudges, or any kind of bad feelings are being developed between any of the parties involved in the feedback process. The sooner issues are addressed, the less drama everyone will have to go through. For your own mental health and overall level of happiness, please make sure you embrace these guidelines, and you will live longer as a creative in the industry, and probably as a human being. Let good feedback help us get closer to perfection. And that's what I have to say about feedback. I hope it helps you, and happy life as a creative. Hey, did you enjoy this video? If you want to see more like this, just subscribe here. If you want a free gift, click here. Yeah. Which one is going to be the one you click?